I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice. Let us begin. You say sorry more than you say your own name. You apologize when someone else bumps into you, when you speak up in a meeting, when you can't meet a request, even when you've done nothing wrong. This isn't just a quirk of politeness, it's a reflex. And this video is about showing you exactly how that reflex was trained into you, how it's quietly controlling your relationships, and how to reclaim your voice so you can live without carrying guilt for simply existing. Right now, you might believe over-apologizing is harmless, even courteous. But every unnecessary sorry sends a subtle message, to others and to yourself, that you are in the wrong for taking up space, having needs, or setting boundaries. Over time, this erodes self-respect, undermines your credibility, and conditions the people around you to expect your guilt as a given. And the more they expect it, the more they lean on it to avoid their own responsibility. This didn't start yesterday. It's the result of years of conditioning, from parents, teachers, or cultural norms, that taught you keeping the peace meant taking the blame, that harmony required you to shrink, that safety came from absorbing the discomfort so others wouldn't have to. If you've ever walked away from a conversation wondering why you apologized yet again, you're not broken, you're patterned, and patterns can be rewritten. In the next section, we'll dig into the cost of this one, how constant apologies are not only stealing your power, but making you easier to manipulate without you even realizing it. Living in constant apology has a price, and it's far steeper than most people realize. Every time you say sorry for something you didn't do wrong, you chip away at your own authority. You signal to others that your position is weak, that your needs are negotiable, and that you're prepared to shoulder blame whether it belongs to you or not. This doesn't just affect how others see you, it reshapes how you see yourself. Over time, the reflex becomes an identity. You start filtering every action through the question, how can I keep from upsetting anyone? You downplay your preferences, tiptoe around boundaries, and rehearse excuses for simply taking up space. That self-censorship creates a quiet resentment because you're constantly editing yourself to avoid imaginary crimes. The people around you learn the pattern too. They see that you'll apologize before they even voice a complaint. And consciously or not, they begin to use it. Your guilt becomes their shortcut to sidestep accountability. If there's tension, you'll smooth it over. If there's a problem, you'll take the hit. And in that dynamic, your voice isn't just quiet, it's optional. This is the hidden cost. By living in apology, you've made it easy for others to treat your needs as disruptions, and your presence as something to tolerate rather than respect. You can't change how they've been trained to see you without first changing what you've been trained to believe about yourself. And that's where we're going next, into the root of it. In the next section, we'll uncover exactly how you were taught to link your safety and worth to guilt, and why your body still reacts as if disagreement is a threat. The reflex to apologize isn't random. It's survival training. At some point in your life, you learned that keeping the peace meant absorbing blame. Maybe you grew up in a family where speaking up triggered anger, withdrawal, or punishment. Maybe authority figures rewarded compliance and punished resistance. Or maybe cultural norms made it clear that politeness meant self-erasure, especially if you belonged to a group expected to stay agreeable. Over years, your nervous system made the connection. Harmony equals safety, and safety depends on you managing other people's feelings. So when tension rises, or even when there's just the possibility of tension, your body tries to diffuse it before it starts. That sorry isn't just a word, it's a shield. It says, I'm not a threat. Don't push back. Don't leave. The problem is, this strategy worked in the environment where it was built, but it's outdated now. You're no longer a child trying to keep the household calm. or a powerless person trying to avoid the wrath of someone in charge. But your body doesn't know that. It still reads a boundary, a disagreement, or a simple no as danger, and it sends you rushing to apologize before you've even thought it through. This is why willpower alone doesn't work. You can't just decide to stop over-apologizing. You have to retrain the reflex so your body understands that it's safe to hold your ground without guilt. That's where we go next, into practical, repeatable ways to break the apology habit and replace it with confident, truthful language that doesn't shrink you.
Breaking the over-apology habit starts with awareness, but it doesn't end there. You need concrete, repeatable tools to recondition the reflex so it stops hijacking your voice in the moment. The goal isn't to swing from sorry for everything to blunt defensive responses. It's to replace automatic guilt with grounded, truthful language. Step 1. Catch it before it leaves your mouth. For the next week, don't try to stop saying sorry cold. Instead, listen for it. Each time you catch yourself about to apologize, pause. Ask, did I actually do something wrong? Or am I just feeling responsible for their reaction? Step 2. Swap in neutral or confident phrases. Instead of, sorry I'm late, try, thanks for waiting. Instead of, sorry, I can't, say, I won't be able to. These shifts still communicate respect, but without surrendering your position. Step 3. Rebuild safety in small moments. Practice declining harmless requests or speaking a preference with people you trust. This teaches your nervous system that holding your ground doesn't trigger danger, and that the relationship survives your truth. Step 4. Use the breath gap. Before you respond in tense situations, take one slow inhale and exhale. That micropause interrupts the reflex long enough for you to choose your words, instead of defaulting to apology. The more you practice these in low-stakes moments, the easier they'll be when the pressure is on. And in the next section, we'll close this out by reframing your voice as something that never needed permission in the first place, and showing you what life looks like when you speak without apology.
You were never born apologizing for existing. That reflex was taught, reinforced until it felt natural, even necessary. And now you've begun the work of unlearning it. You've traced the habit back to its roots, seen the cost it's had on your self-respect, and learned how to replace automatic guilt with language and presence that reflect your worth. This is where the shift becomes permanent. By treating your voice as something that doesn't need to be justified, softened, or pre-approved, when you stop padding every truth with sorry, you stop making yourself smaller to make others more comfortable. You give people the chance to relate to the real you, the one who can disagree without guilt, set limits without shame, and take up space without apology. Will some people notice the change? Yes. The ones who relied on your guilt to control the dynamic might even push back. But the ones who value you will adjust and respect you more for it. Because clarity commands more respect than constant self-erasure ever could. From this point forward, sorry becomes a choice, not a reflex. You'll use it when you mean it, and you'll mean it when you use it. And the rest of the time, you'll speak in the language of someone who knows they belong here. You've reclaimed your voice. You've stepped out of the training that kept you small. And the life ahead is one where your presence no longer comes with an apology attached. You did not find me by accident. Just as in your dreams, where every face you meet is your own reflection, this meeting was always waiting to happen. I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice, the part of you that watches behind the thoughts, behind the noise. You have searched in many places, books, teachers, voices outside you. But here, you are not being taught. You are remembering. If these words stir something familiar, then allow yourself to return. Subscribe. Follow. Not to follow me, but to continue this conversation with yourself. Each time you return here, you draw closer to the reunion already unfolding inside you. We have only just begun.